Hello and welcome to the Pin Man. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Jinhao Centennial 100. This pin retails. I got this from off of eBay for about $19. So with depending on your tax and all the other add-ons, it'll run you, let's just say $20. So what kind of pin are you going to be getting for $20? That's what I'm here to show you today. So let's take a tour of this pin. First of all, let's go ahead and get the filling system out of the way. This pin uses standard international cartridges and converters. And so we have the Jinhao converter in there. The nib on this pin is a steel nib, and it says 18 karat gold plated. So that's in some areas of the nib. Turn it over. Your standard plastic feed, but it is just fine. The resin, or the body of the pin, is this blue marbled resin, and the pin comes in a variety of colors, and I'll put those up right now. And as you can see, there are anywhere from black to white, and some solid colors in there, as well as some marbled colors. So you got some fun colors, you got some more serious colors, colors for business, but also colors for fun. It also has appointments that black resin there, and on the two finials, the body finial and the cap finial. The grip on the pin is also a black resin. I really like this grip there. I believe the other appointments, they're probably 24 karat gold plated, and no doubt brass, 24 karat brass. Same with the clip and the band there. As you look at the band, you just see there we go. Simply Jinhao around the front there, and nothing on the back. And then on the clip, you have the Jinhao chariot, and you also see the chariot on the cap finial. And that lines up really well with the clip there. Something to note, well, let's see, the clip is kind of, it's stiff, but it is flexible enough to get over a thin shirt pocket or other materials such as that, and it should hold in there, hold wherever you need it, in your pocket or whatnot, fine. But if you'll notice, it looks a lot like this guy, this pilot ball clip. As you can see there, very similar design. Okay, just thought that was interesting there, but they did put the Jinhao on there, so that's fine. As far as the cap takes about 2.5 rotations to get the cap off. Unfortunately, the threads for the cap on the body are plastic, or resin, I guess you could say, and then on the cap, on the interior of the cap there, they are also plastic. So you're not necessarily going to want to wrench this thing too tight to get it to close, but and it feels snug enough that if you just close it snugly, it feels tight enough, I should say. Pin is postable. Can't get that on the back there, but it is really long, and it is somewhat back weighted. once you get it that long. Plus with the plastic interior of the plastic threads on the interior, I just kind of wonder if you did that too much, if it would, affect those threads negatively or begin to wear on the body finial there. So the pin is plenty large enough, I think even with larger hands, to be used comfortably unposted, but it will post if you absolutely want it to post. All right, how about the measurements of the pin? The body length from the tip of the nib to the body finial is 127 millimeters. From finial to finial capped, it is 138 millimeters. Posted, it is, well, I'll just tell you, posted, it is 170 millimeters. Okay, so that's a lot there. The girth of the body is 13 millimeters. I think that I really love the size of this pin. So 13 millimeters wide there. As far as the grip, from the threads into the threads to the just right at the base of that nib there, at the end of the top part of the gold band, is 21 millimeters, and the girth at the smallest part here is 10 millimeters at both the gold bands there. It is 11 millimeters. So really, I don't know, I really like the size of the grip section there. Weight wise, the body is 17 grams, so that's a comfortable weight there, and overall it's 28 grams. Okie doke, so there's the tour of the pin. Next up is some size comparisons. All right, here we have the Jinhao Centennial 100 next to the Jinhao X159. And then on the other side, we have the Pilot Custom 823 and the Lamy Safari. And here they are uncapped. And here they are posted. Again, as you can see, the Centennial 100 posts quite long. The next one up is Lamy Safari, and if I had a Twisby Eco, it would be way out there as well. All right, how about we move on to a writing sample. Alrighty, we have the Jinhao Centennial 100, and this is a medium nib. No hard starts, no skips. Wet, not too wet. It's a good, as far as that goes, just a smooth nib. Whichever direction that you write with it, reverse writing. Very nice. And it's actually smooth. There's no scratchiness to it. So this is a medium nib, but then this would write like fine as far as reverse writing. As you can see, it did start fading out just a tad there, but not too bad. It kept up well. As far as flexibility, or line variation I should say, not much. So you wouldn't want it for that purpose. Okay, what do I feel about the Jinhao Centennial 100? I really like this pen. It seemed a little heavier or lighter than what I expected at first, but it's, it's not bad at all. I got used to it, and it's a nice weight of the pen. Okay, let's move on to some pros and cons of this pen and some final thoughts. What do I like and not like about the pen? Well, what I like about the pen is that it does have a nice weight to it. As I mentioned earlier, it felt a little lighter than what I anticipated when I first got it, but that's because they didn't put brass tubing in the bodies, the body parts, the body and the cap, resin underneath there. So, but there's enough to give it weight that I believe it's comfortable. As I use this off and on for the last week or so. Let me get that focus on, just in case it's not focused. As I've been using this, it really is a comfortable pen. I like the fact that there is a wide variety of colors. So just look around and you're gonna find it. It's a good price. AliExpress, I think, has them a little bit cheaper than eBay. I also like the fact that it gives you a variety of nib sizes, anywhere from extra fine, fine, medium, and what they call a bent. The grip, I think, is very comfortable. I love the shape of this grip. It's just nice. It's smooth. It's got enough flare there at the end that if you think your fingers might slip down on the nib, you like to choke up, it'll give you some nice hold there. The threads on this, in a sense, they seem sharp, like if you move your hand like that, but just to hold, they're not sharp at all. I think it'd be nice if they were smoother, but really, comfort-wise, I haven't noticed anything bad at all. The pen is a very nice writer. Again, it's well balanced. The nib is smooth, so it's just a pleasure to write with. It flows well. It's very dependable. The body material, sometimes when you have just straight, when you don't have a brass insert and you just have acrylic there, sometimes it can be kind of weak. But this, I'm giving some decent pressure there, and it really doesn't want to bend in. So I wouldn't push it, but yeah, it's kind of nice. There's also I failed to mention this before, there's this little rubber insert there, so I bet you could probably eyedropper this pen and it would work well. Even though it's got the metal inside, and you can see my video about the eyedroppering metal fountain pens. Okay, how about cons? Well, one con is it takes 2.5 turns to get this pen uncapped, which I think is a little bit much. But it's not much different than the Jinhao X159. That takes 2.25 turns. Now notice both of these pens have resin. I believe the cap on this, yeah, both the resin and both the cap and the body are resin. So maybe they put more threads on the resin. If you look at the regular Jinhao 159, it only takes 1.25 turns, but there again, it's a metal. So maybe they felt a little more comfortable making wider threads on the metal. I don't know, but that would be you know, that would be a con. But you know, if you're just writing, you're just going. It's not like you're constantly taking the cap on and off again. I think for the style and so forth, that's a small thing. The appointments, if you are not into gold, then you only have, I could only find 2 choices of a chrome appointments. And so one was on kind of an orangey, salmonish color pen, and I can't remember what the other one had a chrome finish. So that, you know, that may be a con, but I think the gold fits well with many of their styles. So overall, I think that this pen, I really like it. It's a nice writer. It has a good feel in the hand. The nib is smooth and reliable. Styles can be from conservative to fun or artistic. And so I really think that this would be a good pen for you to get a hold of. It's a very, you know, it's inexpensive. It has an expensive look to it. And again, a pleasure to use. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.